Singapore and Malaysia's commitment to manage recent bilateral issues has led to a more stable footing between the two countries. On the issue of water, Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says Malaysia's concern over the price of raw water cannot be viewed in isolation.
He says the price of treated water that Singapore sells to Johor will also have to be revised. Dr. Balakrishnan was giving an update in Parliament on the state of bilateral relations with Malaysia. Vanessa Lim with more.
Singapore draws 250 million gallons of water per day from the Johor River under the 1962 water agreement with Malaysia. Johor also draws water from the same river.
Johor has built at least 2 water treatment plants upstream of PUB's Johor River Waterworks, and we also know that the future demands for water in Johor will increase. These 2 Malaysian plants, combined with our Johor River Waterworks, are currently drawing more water from the Johor River can yield on a sustainable basis.
That's why officials from both sides are looking at measures to increase the yield of the Johor River. Another aspect of the water issue is Malaysia's call for a review on the price of raw water sold to Singapore. Dr. Balakrishnan stressed that Singapore's position remains clear and unchanged, that Malaysia lost the right to review water prices, but it opted not to do so in 1987. He added that attorney generals from both sides are having further discussions to better understand each other's position.
Whilst Malaysia is apparently most concerned about the price of raw water, this issue cannot be viewed in isolation. First, if there is any revision in the price of raw water, it is obvious that the price of treated water that Singapore sells to Johor will also have to be revised. This is obvious.
Dr. Balakrishnan also highlighted how Singapore helped Malaysia to safeguard the water along the Johor River by helping to construct a dam that led to the development of the Lingu Reservoir.
We paid for the construction, we paid compensation. In fact, our estimates is that over the years we have probably spent over $1 billion on that project. So there should be no question about our willingness to engage, which ultimately have win-win consequences for both Johor and Singapore in the long term.
Dr. Balakrishnan says Singapore intends to return the waterworks to Johor when the current water agreement expires in 2061. On airspace issues, he says both sides are discussing how to implement the GPS-based instrument approach procedure at Seletar Airport soon. Malaysia also intends to review existing arrangements for air traffic services provision over its southern peninsula. Dr. Balakrishnan says any proposal to change the current arrangement must be in accordance to International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, standards, processes and procedures.
Discussions on the review of the 1974 Operational Letter of Agreement will involve consultations with many regional and global stakeholders. This will take time. It cannot be rushed. Singapore will discuss these matters with Malaysia in good faith and in the spirit of bilateral cooperation.
On land matters, the two countries are working out a supplemental agreement to suspend the Johor Bahru-Singapore Rapid Transit System Link project for 6 months. Dr. Balakrishnan says it's similar to the suspension of the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail, which is on hold until next May. He says the ball is in Malaysia's court and he hopes Malaysia will find a way forward within the suspension period. Dr. Balakrishnan says Singapore and Malaysia will always be close neighbors. While bilateral issues may crop up from time to time, the issues need to be discussed in a calm and constructive way on the basis of equality and mutual respect.